Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and I was always told how to voice radio, so today I am bringing you wonderful news about Japan. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Antoine Boulet, who by now you should all know is a lovely man, has been in contact again because, and I think we can all wish him a hearty congratulations for this, he just went and finished third at a huge tournament in Japan with almost 1,000 players. This is pretty exciting. Now, what's even more exciting, Antoine was nice enough to send me not only his deck list, but also the deck list of the person who actually won the entire tournament. And he sent me a picture of the trophy and the promo card and the promo sleeves. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it is a proper Japan fest today. And I'm delighted, right? Because I always used to be digging around the internet, desperately trying to find somebody who had some information about Japan. Well, right now, that person is me. And in Japan at the moment, it is fair to say that Boswell Lycanroc is absolutely wrecking everything. Now, usual disclaimer as we go forward, Japan is playing X and Y on. Now, I don't think that's a bad thing, but do bear in mind that Japan is playing X and Y on, so a couple of the cards are going to be a little bit different, but not too many. Now, in terms of Boswell Lycanroc, I'm not going to go into great detail about the basics of the deck. The theory being, you guys know this deck. This deck is being played. I've done videos about this deck. I'll try and link some down below. But what you need to know is which cards are actually seeing play from new sets, and what this really does is it shows which cards from Japan are shaking up our format over here. So, we've got Boswell, Jet Punch does 30 to the active, 30 to the bench, and then when you get free energy on, you got Knuckle Impact for 160, or Absorption GX for big damage. Similarly, we've got Lycanroc, whose ability just pulls a Pokemon into the active, like Lysander used to, and it's got an attack, well, really it's just for Dangerous Rogue here, which does 50 damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon for 2 energy. Fair enough, we are good. Now, interestingly enough, which Rockruff is being used, and I've been moaning about this for about a year, because that's how long it's been since Japan had this. They've got a 70 HP Rockruff. Now, the good news is we are getting a 70 HP Rockruff in the not too distant future. Japan already do, of course, they're playing it. But there are a couple of new cards which are making this deck even better in Japan, as I predicted they would. First of all, Diancie Prism Star. Now, Diancie Prism Star is just flat out brilliant, and it also replaces Regirock EX. Antoine didn't play any Regirock in his list. I'll show you his list in full in a minute, because you don't need to. Diancie is 2 Regirock, as in it does an extra 20 damage, not an extra 10. And it only gives up 1 prize. And because it's not an EX, it can be searched out using Bridget. Now, to be fair, these Boswell decks don't tend to play Bridget. They don't need to, because they've got Brooklet Hill that they can use. Although, to be fair, these decks didn't actually play Brooklet Hill. And you've got all kinds of things like in Expanded, or in Japan, you've got Corinna. So very easily searched out. But something to bear in mind that you can grab it with Bridget. So Diancie Prism Star's one thing that's being used. Another thing that's being played a lot is B-String. B-String is borderline broken. It is absolutely stunning as a card. What it does, you can only play it if your opponent has 3 or 4 prize cards left. Search your deck for 2 basic energy and attach them to one of your Ultra Beasts. Yeah, this makes Boswell just ridiculous. We expect to lose Max Elixir when the rotation happens. That's okay. B-String is better. And we saw Antoine at least was playing 2 copies of B-String and 2 copies of Max Elixir. Now that doesn't mean that B-String is necessarily better than Max Elixir, although I think it is. But having a mix of them here I think is absolutely the right way to go. The other new card we see is Beast Energy. And again, Beast Energy is an absolute no-brainer. Now again, this is a Prism Star card, and so it's only one in your deck, but it means you do an extra 30 damage to your opponent's active. I.e., it's like Strong Energy, so you've basically got a 5th Strong Energy, except this one actually does 30 extra, not 20 extra, so it's like a 5th Strong Energy, but it's better than the other Strong Energy. So it means that your Jet Punch is just doing a flat 60. That's pretty gosh darn good. And then, of course, Jet Punch with Diancie Prism Star does 80. 80 damage for 1 energy is ludicrous, ladies and gentlemen. And this actually makes a big difference. Because if you get Beast Energy and Diancie Prism Star and a Choice Band, then all of a sudden you're actually doing 220 damage. That's enough to KO a Zoroark GX with 1 energy. Now, in Japan, they're not really playing Choice Band anywhere near as much because they've still got Muscle Band, and Muscle Band can be used against non-EX, non-GX Pokemon. So Muscle Band is the better play if that's available, is in Japan, isn't over here. The other new card which is being universally played, and this in no way, shape or form surprises me, is the new Buzzwole, which we're going to be getting in Forbidden Light. For 1 fighting energy, 30 damage, if your opponent's got 4 prizes remaining, you do 120. 1 basic energy, you get a KO on a Zoroark GX straight away. And it shouldn't surprise you that Zoroark is absolutely everywhere. Remember that as Japan is playing X and Y on, they've got Skyfield legal, so Zoroark's everywhere, so Buzzwole gets really, really good. Now you only play it as a one-off because it really is a one-shot thing. It's 1 attack, and you might get 2 or 3 attacks off while your opponent's got 4 prizes remaining, but you can expect it to really be a once-per-game thing. Again, this is fine. We shouldn't be upset about this. So to recap, the new cards which make Buzzwole even better are the new Buzzwole, the new Diancie Prism Star, the new Beast Ring, and Beast Energy. Buzzwole after rotation is not going anywhere. We are going to lose Strong Energy when we rotate, which sucks. Other than that, Buzzwole is still going to be amazing. Now, another card that Antoine used, which the winning deck did not play, was the Oranguru from Ultra Prism. Now, in terms of this one, it's really 1 energy, take 3 cards from your discard pile, put them on the bottom of your deck. It's really good against Garbodor because Garbodor just does a lot of damage. It's so punishing with your psychic weakness. So if you've had to play a couple of item cards, use Oranguru to put them on the bottom of your deck. And actually this does 2 things. Firstly, they're on the bottom so you won't draw them particularly quickly. Although if you use a search card and shuffle your deck, you may do. And secondly, it neuters Garbodor, and Garbodor is a huge threat to this card, so it is something that you do need to bear in mind. Here is Antoine's list in its entirety, and I think we can all agree this is a pretty gosh darn good list. It's a fairly standard one other than the cards I've already told you about. Now what we can do is compare this to the winning list, to which Antoine lost in top 4, and you may notice it's a very, very similar list. 2 Max Elixir, 2 Beast Ring. You play Diancie. You play the 1 copy of Buzzwole, etc., etc. Now, there are a couple of differences you can see between the 2 lists. Antoine plays the Resource Management Oranguru, whereas his opponent played Super Rod. Antoine plays a Sudowoodo to lower bench space, whereas his opponent played Teammates. And Antoine plays 1 Fighting Fury Belt, whereas his opponent plays 1 Choice Band. And Antoine, and I agree with him here, says that actually that makes the Revenge KO so much harder, it's totally worth it. It's just so much Buzzwole. And what I'm hearing is a huge amount of Buzzwole is being played in Japan. And with the tools it's got from recent sets, this in no way, shape or form surprises me. Here's a picture of the trophy you won. Here's a picture of the promo. Here's a picture of the sleeves. I promised you we'd show them, and we did. I love having this information from Japan. If there's anything you really want to know about the Japanese meta, or any questions about Japan, do stick them in this video, or email me at ptcgradio@hotmail.co.uk, and I will see if I can get the answers. But for now, make sure you tell me what you think about this deck. Tell me how good you think Boswell's going to be in the future. Go nuts! But be nice. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus pods and so on, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, and do check out Wossy Plays for some video game and Dragon Ball Super action. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.